Hi everybody, we're on Facebook Live. Good morning. I'm Darryll King with the Bling Bling. All right. We're live. Hey you guys, I'm Darryll King with the Bling Bling, and we're live on Facebook. Rejoice 1023 Chicago. Rejoice 1023 Chicago, and we're FM. We're with the famous medical consultant who travels all over the country espousing medicine knowledge, know-how, and mentorship to young people around the world. Dr. Ronald Rembert, a former family practitioner doctor. I even went to him years ago, but he had just so many clients. So many clients. And also Dr. Lambert here, who is a new doctor at Rush Hospital here in Chicago, one of the most outstanding hospitals in Chicago, isn't it? Everybody talks about Rush and Northwestern and Loyola, and we are pleased to have you with us. Now, Dr. Lambert, what type of doctor are you?
I'm a family physician.
Family physician, following in the steps of your mentor. Now, Dr. Lambert and Dr. Rembert, I know their names, Dr. Rembert, Dr. Lambert. And we are here with the doctors getting knowledge. And you know, doctor, at the latest statistical information ever, the stats show that there are 62.1% white people in America. 17.4% is Hispanic, 13.2% is black, and 5.4% is Asian. Meanwhile, 61% of all the students entering medical school or nursing academies in 2016 and 2017 are black. Only 7%. I mean, is that based on racism? Is that based on prejudice? Is it based on them not being able to pass the MCATs or even a law exam because it's the way we're trained, the way we're studied, or the way we're denied?
Well, looking at how standardized testing is used to basically measure how well someone could potentially do in college, in medical school, as well as beyond medical school, using the steps 1, 2, and 3 for medical school and afterwards. The emphasis is on not only grades, but on preparing for those exams. If students don't have adequate access for preparation, if they don't have the resources to pay for review courses or pay for supplemental education beyond what they're receiving in their local school, university, or medical school, they may be at a disadvantage in comparison to their classmates. So that's part of what's contributing to.
And it's a disadvantage the way we're learned and not trained on the SAT, the ACT, the MCATs. And Dr. Lambert. Now, since you're a new doctor and you just had to take these tests, and right now, Dr. Rembert has turned you also into a mentor.
Yeah.
What do you feel that we can work on with our younger children? Children in grammar school, children in elementary school. A lot of people say it's good to get your children in training when they're in high school, but it really is not worth the dollar. You need to start when your children are in preschool. I know you don't want to hear this. When your children are 3, 4, and 5 years old, you need to be giving them books to study and to read and to talk to them about particularly science, mathematics, and what else? Computers.
STEM
Exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
technology. Yes.
So what do you think we can do better to get our younger children involved in the medicine practice?
Well, I mean, let them know that there's an opportunity to even do so. I think a lot of times when you're younger, you don't see that. You might see sports or musicians, but you don't necessarily see rappers, but you don't see that there's a fruitful career in medicine or law or some other profession. So merely being exposed to that, or just fostering like the curiosity that a kid may have in math or in science or you name it, goes a long way. Even when I was a kid, my dad would take me to the thrift store to hang out, and I found this Charlie Brown anatomy book, and I just couldn't put that thing down, and my dad noticed that, and he would put me in these different classes in grade school, like after school programs or gifted programs, and it was because he noticed that when I was a kid.
So we have to look at our children and know what they are persistent in and what they're interested in, and help them move that way. Now, are there any programs that you guys are busy with? iMentorChicago.org. Small I, lowercase I, mentor, mentor, WYCA.org, Chicago, and get some information from that website. But what can you tell them right here? Are there any things that we can do when our children are 2 and 3 that can start them on a track to get them more interested in science and medicine and technology?
Me personally, I have a daughter who's 9 years old who's interested in going into medicine, but even exposing them to science at an early age. I love not only reading with my children, but exposing them to different programs. I got a membership to the Museum of Science and Industry as well as to the Children's Museum, and we go regularly. We watch shows like Street Science that show different experiments. That Street Science, and I think it's on the Discovery Channel. But it's a program that shows how everyday things can be used in these science applications. And it's, my kids, even my little 6-year-old, he loves it.
But now, Dr. Rembert, would you say your kids are more interested in science and medicine because you are a doctor?
Yes.
You are more than a PhD. You are a medical doctor.
Yes.
And you've done this for years, and now you're traveling across the USA, helping other doctors organize their offices and become more powerful in their communities. What about the guy that is a brick mason, or the guy that's a welder, or lays flooring? How can he deal with his children on this level?
Well, if he's interested, first you find out what your kids are interested in. If they're interested in going into medicine, if they're interested in going into law, education, law enforcement, whatever it is, you encourage that. You find activities as well as educational programs that can help them reach that goal. So I mentioned iMentor, I mentioned Equip. There are programs like these that help to mentor and teach people who are interested in going into various fields, and you get around people who are doing it. When you're around people who are doing what you want to do, you learn from them, you glean from them, and you become better prepared to go into that particular field.
Very well said. Is there a phone number or a website or some information we can give our viewers so that they can help promote their children to greatness?
Definitely.
To being better in all fields.
So for iMentor, it's iMentor, imentor.org. That's imentor.org. For Equipped, the website is equipped1.org, EQUIPPED1.org. And definitely check these programs out. There are other programs that are available. You just have to take a look and find out what you can find out. But programs like these, as well as the community outreach program at Rush, the CHAMPS program that was based out of IIT, and the pre-matriculation program at Rosalind Franklin University, other programs that are really touching the community and helping people to live their dreams. I dreamt about being a physician ever since I was 6 years old. My mom bought me a book on the heart, and I started reading it at 6. But she saw that at an early age. Just like Carl mentioned, his dad saw that at an early age. You see this in your kids, nurture it, encourage them to go and be successes and to do those things that will cause them to be successful.
Woo!
That's it.
You better jump on it. And Dr. Lambert, since you are the novice and working in the medical field, what do you have to say to close out this conversation with our everyday heroes right here on Rejoice 102.3? Dr. Lambert?
Yeah. The main thing I would say is it's never too early or too late to really start thinking about or reaching your dreams. So, I mean, if it's something that the Lord's put on your heart to do, He'll make a way for that. He'll provide a way for that. So whether that's through, He'll bring the right people in your path to accomplish your goals and tasks for Him. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. Big ups to Dr. Lambert and Dr. Lambert and Dr. Rembert. Dr. Lambert, Dr. Rembert. We're 102.3 Rejoice.